On the morning of June 5, 1967, the Middle East stood on the brink of war. For weeks, tensions had escalated between Israel and neighboring Arab states. Troops had mobilized, political rhetoric had intensified, and both sides prepared for what many believed was an inevitable conflict. Then, shortly after sunrise, the Israeli Air Force launched one of the most influential preemptive air operations in modern military history. The operation was called Operation Focus, known in Hebrew as Moked. In just a few hours, Israeli aircraft struck multiple Egyptian air bases. By the end of the first wave and follow-on attacks, a large portion of Egypt's air force had been destroyed on the ground, giving Israel air superiority early in what became the Six-Day War. Some accounts cite approximately 286 Egyptian aircraft destroyed in the initial attacks, while total Egyptian aircraft losses over the course of June 5th were higher as additional strikes followed. Historians vary slightly in the exact totals depending on the sources and the time period measured. Today, military academies around the world continue to study Operation Focus for its planning, intelligence preparation, operational deception, and strategic impact. Rising tensions. During the spring of 1967, relations between Israel and several neighboring Arab states deteriorated rapidly. Key developments included Egyptian troop deployments into the Sinai Peninsula, the withdrawal of the United Nations Emergency Force from Sinai, Egypt's closure of the Straits of Tiran to Israeli shipping, mutual military mobilization throughout the region. Israeli leaders feared that waiting for an attack could place the country at a severe disadvantage. Military planners began considering a preemptive strike against Egypt's air force. Israeli commanders concluded that gaining control of the skies would be essential. The Israeli Air Force studied Egyptian airfield layouts, aircraft parking patterns, radar coverage, air defense systems, pilot routines, shift changes at military bases. The objective was not simply to destroy aircraft, but to cripple Egypt's ability to launch coordinated air operations. Pilots trained repeatedly for low-altitude flying, minimizing exposure to radar while maximizing surprise. At approximately 7:45 a.m. local time on June 5th, Israeli aircraft departed in carefully coordinated formations. To reduce the chance of detection, they flew at very low altitude. Radio silence was maintained. Multiple routes were used. The first targets were Egyptian air bases across the country. Runways were attacked first using specialized munitions designed to crater the pavement, making it difficult for aircraft to take off or land. With runways disabled, follow-on strikes targeted aircraft parked on the ground, fuel facilities, and maintenance areas. The element of surprise proved decisive. Several factors contributed to the scale of Egypt's losses. Surprise. Egyptian forces did not anticipate the timing of the attack. Aircraft on the ground. Many aircraft were parked in exposed positions rather than hardened shelters. Damaged runways. Cratered runways delayed defensive responses. Multiple attack waves Israeli aircraft returned after refueling and rearming to strike additional targets. By the end of June 5th, Egypt had lost a substantial portion of its combat aircraft, severely limiting its ability to contest Israeli control of the air. With Egypt's air force heavily damaged, Israel expanded operations. Subsequent strikes targeted air forces in Syria, Jordan, Iraq. These operations further reduced the ability of neighboring states to conduct coordinated air operations during the early stages of the war. Air superiority gave Israeli ground forces greater freedom of movement in the Sinai Peninsula and on other fronts. Operation Focus shaped the remainder of the conflict. Over the next 6 days, Israeli forces advanced into the Sinai Peninsula. Fighting occurred in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Battles also took place on the Golan Heights. Military historians widely regard early Israeli control of the air as one of the key factors influencing the course of the war, alongside ground operations, logistics, and command decisions. Operation Focus remains one of the most extensively studied air campaigns in military history. Its success has been attributed to detailed planning, intelligence gathering, extensive pilot training, operational secrecy, and the effective use of surprise. At the same time, historians continue to debate the broader strategic and political consequences of the Six-Day War, which reshaped the Middle East and had lasting effects on regional politics, territorial disputes, and international diplomacy. Today, military colleges around the world analyze Operation Focus as a case study in air power, preemptive strategy, and operational planning. The campaign also serves as a reminder of how decisions made within a few hours can influence the course of a war and the history of an entire region. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary informative, consider subscribing for more evidence-based documentaries on military history, intelligence operations, and major turning points in world affairs.